President Biden's Supreme Court nominee, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, will face senators for the first day of her confirmation hearings. It's the start of a rigorous 4-day process where Judiciary Committee members will grill Judge Jackson on her record and beliefs before holding a vote, which, if approved, will send her nomination to the full Senate for consideration. Those hearings will begin with an opening statement from the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, who joins us now. Also with us for this conversation, senior opinion writer and columnist for Boston Globe Opinion, Kimberly Atkins-Stohr, and Reverend Al Sharpton is back with us as well. Good to have you aboard along with Caddy and us as well.
So, Senator, would you like to give us your opening statement right now?
Yeah,
what should the American people expect?
Do you have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I think they'll expect the obvious. This is a momentous, historic opportunity for the Senate Judiciary Committee to approve the nomination of a well-qualified person to serve on the court and to break down another wall in the United States resistance. She'll be the first African-American woman to serve on the Supreme Court. And she, of course, if you're going to be the first, you usually have to be the best, and she is.
Should we expect the sort of heated back and forth that we get from most of these nomination fights, or do you expect this may be a bit more bipartisan?
I hope it's more bipartisan. And Senator McConnell, Senator Barrasso, a number of Republican senators have said just that. They want it to be respectful and fair. Of course, ruining the party is a charge by Senator Hawley of Missouri, which has been dismissed by major news sources, whether it's a question of Washington Post or recently ABC, CNN, and the National Journal. Andrew McCarthy said last night in the National Journal that the charges that are being leveled by Hawley are meritless to the point of demagoguery.
Wow.
That's about as harsh as you can be. And I don't believe that we should stand by and just dismiss this as another political charge. This is disrespectful of the judge and her family. It's a serious charge involving child pornography, and there is no basis in fact for it. I have an unusual committee, Joe, as you probably know, 11, and among the 11 Republicans are the real fire breathers on the right. And so I'm used to this kind of thing happening. And they're usually vying to wear the crown as to be the most outrageous. Well, Senator Hawley is retiring the crown this week with this charge.
Yeah. Reverend Al, what do you expect to see this week? What do you want to see? Talk about the importance of this nomination battle.
Well, I think that I agree with Senator Durbin. This is extremely important. It is historic. I salute President Biden. In this case, he made a commitment, and I don't think it was based on some tokenism. I think it was based on him saying that the court ought to reflect the country, and a black woman has never been on the court, and you couldn't get one more qualified. What is disturbing, I just got off the phone with Ebony Rowley that heads D.C. National Action Network Bureau, and their women groups that are rallying at 9 o'clock in front of the Supreme Court, is when you hear the things from a Senator Hawley, or when you hear some TV hosts saying, where is her LSAT score, which we didn't hear them ask for Amy Coney Barrett's score. The racial element is always there, and we've tried not to bring any of that in by overplaying our support and our pride with her. But you clearly have to answer some of this late rhetoric that's come forward, and we've tried to let people like Senator Durbin and them do what they had to do. But again, you're dealing with some forces that have forced civil rights groups to come out and say, no, we've got to publicly show we're not going to see a double standard. You couldn't get anyone more qualified than this nominee that President Biden has given us in Judge Jackson.
So, Kimberly, if you want to respond to some of the concerns that have been risen, you may. I also wonder what else Americans will learn about this judge. She comes from a family of police officers. She worked as a public defender. It's interesting.
Yes, there's no one on the court right now that has that public defender experience. So it's beyond just being the first black woman nominated to the court. She would diversify the court in a number of ways geographically. Growing up in Florida, she is, as you said, comes from a law enforcement unfortunate family, was on the Sentencing Commission. But I think the blows, the swipes that may be taken at her by Senator Durbin's Republican colleagues is something she'll be ready for. Look, when you are a black woman in any profession, but I can vouch for in the legal profession, you are constantly questioned about whether you belong in the spaces that you're in. You're always deemed an affirmative action pick, and you have to learn to do the job and also prove that you deserve the job constantly. And I think she's a pro at that, and America will get to know her and see that side.
You're not worried she's ready. Katty Kay.
Senator, 20 years ago, a candidate like Judge Jackson would have got a serious amount of support from the Republican Party. In today's America, do you think she will be confirmed by more than 50 votes and the vice president?
Well, I hope so, and we're working on it behind the scenes, and I have. The first call I made when I heard about Justice Breyer retiring was to Chuck Grassley, my Republican counterpart on the committee, and then I called Senator Collins and a few others on the Republican side, basically to say to them, when the nomination is announced, you'll have your chance to meet face-to-face, and she has. And if you have any information or question, let me know. I want to make sure you get all the information you wish. I'm hopeful if we can get a bipartisan vote, either in the committee or on the floor, it's good for the Senate and it's good for the court.
So what are you hearing back from Republicans? I know Lindsey Graham, who supported her before, is now saying he's not going to support her. What about other Republicans?
Well, I have given up on Lindsey, or anyone for that matter, until they tell me face to face. Lindsey was disappointed because he was supporting Judge Childs, Jim Clyburn's choice from South Carolina. I hope I can bring Lindsey around to at least consider this nominee. And I did have one very conservative Republican senator say to me in private, she's making a good impression. She's made the rounds. She's visited 45 senators, every member of the Judiciary Committee and many others, answers the questions, and many of them treat her as a celebrity, which I think she is. As you mentioned, she's made a great record in her life against great odds.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.